Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Cone Dodger here. Welcome back to Formula One 2017. It is week number 2 of season number 2 for Williams. This week we are on China, and I am going to attempt to show at least some of qualifying this week because seems like quite a few wanted to see it. So, to those that were thinking that the videos were getting a little long, well, they're going to get a little longer because Formula One qualifying is probably one of the most interesting parts of the whole weekend. So let's see what the agent has for us, what the banker is going to tell us about our ideal qualifying position here.
Hi, just letting you know that we've had the team's expectations through for the upcoming qualifying session.
Alright, and ninth place seems a little familiar. And we are to try and out-qualify Felipe Massa. China's a pretty good track for me, so I'm hoping that I can do just that. It's an interesting track. And there's some interesting stuff to work through before we do that. You can see we are leading the rivalry against Felipe Massa, so hopefully in the not-too-distant future we can become that #1 driver on the team. But also, we have some resource points to spend, 739 of them in fact. Here is our tree. Now, if you look at this tree, you'll notice that more of it is done than was on the previous team, and that is very interesting. So this car is just that much more developed than was the Renault. Very, very glad to see that. I'm very glad we don't have to start from square one this season. I was not really looking forward to that. So, that means we need, let's see, to do any chassis stuff, we would need 1,000. Let's go look at Aero and see if there's anything that doesn't need 1,000 here. It looks like that's not the case. At least 1,000 would be needed no matter which direction we go as far as development goes. So we'll have to check after qualifying to see if we earn an additional 300 or so points. Kind of have my doubts, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I am glad to see that development has already been started. Unfortunately, durability development has not. And one thing we probably should look into doing is some gearbox wear reduction throughout the season, if possible. Honestly, I may just have to take some penalties throughout the season for the sake of making this car faster. Alright. Enough stalling, let's get to qualifying.
We don't need to push too hard in this session. We should have the pace to qualify easily.
Easily, he says. To qualify easily. I hope so. Practice was a little messy because of rain. It looks like for qualifying and the race, there will be simply quite a bit of cloud cover, but no rain in the forecast, which would be I don't want to say nice because the car actually felt really good in the rain, which is encouraging for the rest of the season. We know how Codemasters loves to show their rain effects. But let's try and nail down a Q1 lap here. Shouldn't need more than one. Turn 1 so awkward here. Restraint. Got the power down pretty well. The last laps I did were in the rain, so I'm having to readjust a little bit here. Car is proving to have a pretty nice balance around this track. A little bit understeer right in the middle of that turn. I'm running a very staggered aero setup. About a 4 split front to back. Actually, I think I went down to a 3 at the end of practice, but still much more split than we were running in our Renault. Alright, that should help us with some straightaway speed. Because I feel like I'm running pretty low downforce in the back. right before that 100. Turbo down, very good brakes. I struggled a bit with this last turn. That wasn't terrible. And 137.7, I think that will be probably plenty good.
P3.
And indeed, we do make it through Q1 pretty easily with that one lap performance. In 11th place, a couple places below Massa, but not a huge time differential there, and I certainly feel like there was more left on the table, and we'll find it in Q2. Alright, out on track for Q2. I just emptied the tank, basically, of fuel, trying to get a little bit more speed out of the car. I do think we need at least half a second to feel somewhat comfortable, and I do think it's in the car. Hopefully it's in me, too. I am able to extract that. Oh, that was wide, though. A lot of different ways you can cut up turn 1, though, so that's maybe not the end of the world. It was pretty messy, though. What I may end up doing is getting this lap in and going out on another set of tires and doing another lap that's hopefully better. But having a delta to go against would be very helpful. We'll see what this lap ends up being. It might come alive to me here midway through the lap. That, for example, felt a little bit better. That was a bit deep, though. I think I'm overdriving some of these turns now. China is an interesting track. It's a pretty long track that drives like a short track. I think because it's actually one of the better flowing Tilke tracks out there. Ooh, that was a bit aggressive there for that cut. I think we actually got some dirt on the tires, which isn't great. I don't think this is going to be much better than a 38. 7.5. It was a little bit better.
P3 on the grid.
But I'm not super happy with it. Alright, now for another one. This isn't going to help us at all. Thank you, Ocon. Alright, well, at least we were able to scoot by and not lose much, if any, time. Again, looking for about half a second. That was a much better Sector 1 already. I did go ahead and bolt another set of tires to the car, meaning we'll only have one set to use for Q3, or one new set. However, I think that's fine. Basically, making Q3 is our goal. That was wide. Well recovered, though, I think. Only lost a couple tenths. We're still up. I know there's some time right here, for sure. Yeah, I thought there might be some left in it there.
2 laps of fuel remaining.
Get that DRS. I believe there was a little bit in the last sector, too. Let's see what we can find. That was better. Yeah, it was better. Yes. That's what I've been trying to hit all weekend, basically. Nice. 36.4. Not going to say that makes us safe into Q3, but I feel much better about it. Alright, well, we fell down to 7th. Another terrible, terrible Q2 for Massa. Only 15th. Running a second and a half slower than he ran in Q1. Not sure what's up with that, but I mean, I can only do what I can do. Like I can't really help him in any way. So I don't understand why he's struggling in Q2 so much. Again, we really just need to do maybe a mid to low 37 for Q3 on our one set of tires. Here we go for our Q3 lap. The sun has come out. We'll see what that does to the track. I feel like it might be a little better. We'll see. See if there's any more grip on offer. Actually, it did feel really nice through turn 1 there. Yeah, really planted on exit too. Can't let that fool me though and try to overdrive the car. That was a good line. Down to try to keep it to the inside here. Again, that was much better. Now, is this because of the track being faster? Or are we just having a good lap? I'm not sure. We can hit this turn. That was okay. It wasn't perfect. They can't all be perfect. Hell, they can't all be good. To be honest. Alright. All we gotta do is not bork up the last sector. Really fast straightaway. Just gonna go down to second here instead of first. Trying to get that drive out. Again, getting the drive out there. Pretty good. It was a 35.9.
Moved up to P3.
I think that's about every ounce of this car you're gonna get. I'm pretty pleased. I will probably be one and done there. Interesting result there. I really did have a fantastic lap that I'm very happy with. However, it seems like Hamilton had a bad lap, and there's a lot of parity right here in the middle of the field, 4th through 9th. All very, very close times. It's going to make for an interesting race, which we'll head to now. Let's see how we did for points, if we got enough resource points to do anything. Really came together for me. I think the track conditions helped. I'm not sure. Let's see what we got here. Probably the rivalry update first. Alright, loading times. You're not helping these episodes be any shorter. Yeah, any day now. Yeah, any day. There we go. Alright. 105, so not enough resource points. We'll have to wait till practice next week. Rivalry is going very well. And the teams, there's your team update. Looks like Red Bull's starting to become a little bit more interested. And let's get our voicemail for where we should finish in the race. I'm guessing
Hey, how are you?
P7?
I have some information on the race goals you should keep in mind.
P7 it is. I should really run this team. P7 and beating Massa seems like things we should be able to do. I'm excited. Let's go to the race. Let's hope it's dry.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Sebastian Vettel has a clear track ahead of him today. He starts in pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Raikkonen, Ricciardo, Williams, and Hamilton, Verstappen, Perez, Ocon, and Nico Hülkenberg, Grosjean, Magnussen, Carlos Sainz, and Alonso, Massa, Kvyat, Jolyon Palmer, and Stoffel van Dorn, Wehrlein, and Marcus Ericsson rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Let's do that. Alright, down on the track.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Okay, I'll try. Race strategy-wise, 6 laps on the super softs and then 2 stints on the softs. Alright. So this is the conservative way. The race is 28 laps long. We have 29 laps of fuel in the car. However, I did the race strategy in the wet. I'm a little worried about this number being correct. And this car has been very aggressive on its fuel usage, so I'm going to put an extra lap in it. Looks like no rain in the forecast, so that is what it is. And I think that's probably the strategy we'll stick with. Alright, Let's have at it here. I'm expecting, because we're on the left side of the track, maybe we might lose a position into turn 1. We'll see. It's a crazy turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and etc. Alright, clutch is in. RPM coming up. Pretty good on the lights, a little bit more wheel spin than I would like. However, I think we may have gotten at least next to, if not around Ricardo. We're going to watch wide, though. And we got to watch for Hamilton, who's behind us. Still stacking up here, though. Try not to wash out into Ricardo. Tail getting a little wild on me there. I think we've cleared. Boy, they were really slow into that turn. Messed me up.
Good from the start.
Alright, so thing to note, Bottas is on softs here. So we may be able to push up towards him in this early stint. It's not really going to help us in the long run, but a position's a position. And if we're held up by him, it's just going to cost us overall time in the race. Happy with that start, because I feel like we're probably gonna lose a few positions here through the race, as we again qualified higher than expected, and I think a little higher than maybe our pace was. So it's nice to have a little bit of a buffer here. Still really liking the balance of the car at this track. Alright, we do have about a lap of fuel in the bank, so we might be okay. Which would be nice if we could run rich later in the race, because that seems to be what they want to do. This is the section where I think our tires are giving us a bit of an advantage. Looks like something happened behind us. Now they're hitting their marks in that turn. Easy on the throttle here. Very, very easy track to overdrive. Place takes a lot of restraint. Which is usually one of my better driving attributes. Which is why I think I ended up doing okay in the endurance race, was just my ability to dial down the aggression enough. Still got two cars right up our bumper, well, our wing. As we head into the DRS opening lap. Even on the better tire, having troubles keeping up with Bottas, as it should be,
DRS is now enabled and will be available to use when you are within 1 second of the car ahead in the DRS zone.
I have a feeling that's going to be the other way around, my friend. By eating the car chassis-wise right there. It is the section we're making up time, though.
They're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
Okay, interesting. That's a car behind us we won't have to worry about, hopefully. Now, as this run goes on, our tires are going to equal out pretty much. And then Bottas will be going for the undercut on the cars in front of him. It's interesting to see him running very close to the Ferraris here, which may lead to some passing going on. Be good for us. We might get him on DRS right here. car is close. It's very close to being... Wow, they are fighting hard. Very close to being able to, I think... Oh, that's Vettel. My brain went back a bunch of years. It saw Vettel and thought, oh, a Red Bull. But no, Vettel is in front of us in the Ferrari. So that's why that pass happened so suddenly.
You'll be on the softs.
But no, yeah, it definitely feels like where we're at in the game, with upgrades through the season, this car will have the ability to fight for podiums.
Okay, clear.
Especially if there's going to be car issues, which there will be. I think what we'll be fighting later in the season...
Course caution.
Oh.
The safety car is out. Keep an eye on the Delta. We need to keep it positive to avoid a penalty.
Okay.
Slow down. Maintain positive Delta.
We passed...
Okay, some
We
information
definitely
on
passed
Van
Vettel.
Dorn. They are out of the race. We're considering switching to an alternate strategy. Do you
Okay,
want to
let's
change
see
or
the
stick to
strategy.
plan A? Drop your speed. Our Delta is too low and we'll risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
Which is the button for that? Alright. Now they're saying softs to mediums now. I don't know how I feel about that, but I guess it makes sense. I'm going to have to speed up a bunch right here.
Got
So we're
that
going to do it.
confirmed.
We're going to pit under this safety car to softs, and then possibly to mediums in the later run, since it'll be a longer stint. Can we catch this up at all? Yeah, we'll probably catch it up right here. Oh, maybe. Is everybody gonna dive in? Probably so. No. Okay, we're the first cars in. This is good. It's a little bit of a risk, but I like taking risks.
Felipe in the pits.
Felipe, why would you do
Felipe
that?
has pitted.
Now we're gonna be double stacked. Okay, can we get out?
Go. Exit
Yes,
now. We're
perfect.
racing on the exit.
None of the cars ahead of us were pitting. And here we come
Okay,
out
you
in
only have to
11th.
stop once now. One stop left.
It's also going to be important for me here to catch this field and not abuse these tires. Let's go down to lean mix. I should have done that earlier. It's a lot to do, a lot to think about. Try and catch here. I'm thinking if I'm easy enough on these tires, we won't have to go to mediums later, which would be more ideal. I'm worried that the safety car is going to come in soon. This should put us in really good position versus the cars that are ahead of us. Alright, here's the field. Stay behind Magnussen, who's yet to pit. I like the way this is playing out. We may be in for something a little bit wild in this race because of the way that all went down. We do have Hamilton behind us, which will be interesting. See, now some of these cars may pit this lap, which means that they'll have less laps on the tires, but really, how much stress are we putting on these tires right now? This is a pretty long safety car. You have to worry about heat in the tires as well. I'm a little worried about wear right now. Just keep saving fuel. The more we save, the better. Idling around. guessing at the end of this lap we'll be going back to green. At which point I'm thinking we're going to see a bunch of cars pit, which will be foolish of them. Well, not necessarily. There's certainly other strategies you could do. Maybe single stop it now.
Right, pick up the pace a touch, please. We need to close to within 10 car lengths of the car ahead.
Oh, stupid. I really hate the way the safety car stuff works. Basically, Hamilton was just allowed to pass us because the field took off at full speed all of a sudden. I'm gonna keep it with that. Oh well, whatever.
Okay, let's get ready to go racing again.
I'm gonna try and
Safety car is
spike him off the start anyway.
Field accelerates. Remember, there is no overtaking until the green flags. Safety car in this lap.
The green flags. All right. At least it wasn't the case where they phased through me, which still could happen. Wait for the green. Come on, give it to us before that turn. We need it. Come on. Oh, this is going to be ugly. What a terrible spot. Ah. I knew that's what would happen. Alright. What can we do with it? Field's gonna be stacked up. The only real mission I'm on right now is to pass Hamilton back. Which is daunting because his car is significantly better than ours. However, I think we've done it. Alright. It's been undone. Will I keep it? Probably not. Unless I can put cars between us. Come on, Magnussen. Get your shit together. Still on Rich. On Rich, in draft, can we pull by him? I don't know. I'm gonna go off Rich before the end of the straightaway and try to outbrake him. Which was fine, except for Ericsson being very slow. My wheel made a hell of a racket, but we, I think, managed to do that without hitting anybody or anything. Very, very aggressive, but I needed that pass. Such a weird field right now with it having these slower cars up in front. Seems like it's getting cloudier again. I should have gone for a pass there. I don't know where I'm going to do this one now. Get out of the way. Do it here. Nice. I am very pleased with that. Bit oversteer. Work through these cars quickly as we can. We'll have to watch after these tires. There's a lot to think about in this race. That's not going to help the tires at all. See, the problem is the Saubers are so slow in the center of the turn.
Power from the engine is going to be down slightly. It's showing some minor wear.
Down slightly, shouldn't be a concern.
Okay, the stewards have now.
I wish I had it
DRS.
about 10 seconds ago.
Now online.
I can't believe Hamilton's not up our butt. He's probably looking at this going, guy's insane, I'm staying away from him. Which is true. It's fair. It's a fair claim. Let's try and get Palmer into this next turn. Nope, not quite. Well, maybe. He swung it wide. Follow him through here. An outside move again. Oh, too far outside. It's not letting Hamilton by, though. I don't think I'm being very easy on these tires. We may have to go those mediums yet. Okay, on DRS here. And in a good draft. Should be able to make this move. Get out of here with your blocks. Freaking Sauber is so slow. He comes to a complete stop in the center of the turn. I am so very lucky to still have a front wing. I mean, it was the lightest of boops. Yikes! I don't know where he is. Still next to us, I believe. Power it down out of here. And dispose of him.
Gap to car in front is 4.7 seconds.
I think this strategy play may have worked out better if it wasn't for traffic. I expected more cars to pit right after the safety car came in. It did not happen. See how
Some
we
information on
follow
Hulkenberg. Looks like
Alonso
from his
here.
terminal, they're retiring the car.
The Hulk is out. Freaking unreliable Renaults.
Okay, the gap behind is 1.8 seconds.
Might be enough to get us out of DRS here. Such good news. And now we finally have this hairpin to ourselves. No Sauber blocking it up. There's some pitting. I don't know if it was me or not. Somebody knocked down that pylon and
Sainz has just moved into first place.
I've lost my marker for that turn. Sainz still out there on Super Sauce. Probably stretching it to the one-stop race. But even with, I think we're close enough that we would pass him. Not saying we're in position to maybe win this race, but I definitely think we're in position to try and peel a podium out of it through pure aggression, really. Tires, not too bad. Wasn't the smartest place to be looking at such information. Hamilton catching us up here. That ICE is pretty worn. I've been revving it out quite often. Here he goes. Let's try not to let him clear. Nice. A little wide. I really want him to be on the inside here. Wow, I did not foresee that to be the move, though. He just drove around us. I thought I was going to be able to hang next to him. And we have Vettel behind us, who previously had issues, but I guess they've gone away. I feel like if we can make it an extra lap or two on these softs, then we could go to another set of softs instead of the mediums, and that would be better for us in the long run. As hard as I've been running, we're still not too bad on wear. Dancing a bit right there. Here's going to come another DRS pass. See if we can do that hold-off maneuver again. Oh, buddy. He was not too pleased with that. I had to lift to save my car, unfortunately. Okay.
Teammate is 7.6 seconds.
Seems like he may have got himself back into the points then. That would be very good for our team. 13. Trying to think of what lap I would stretch these tires to.
7 seconds.
We kind of matched Perez's pace in practice. That shouldn't be too much of an issue. Depending on his strategy, of course. I do think the ICE being worn is costing us some pace. Before we were flying down these straightaways, and now we're barely even getting to the limiter lights. I'm kind of surprised we haven't gotten a strategy change call. Watch that oversteer there. Need to get you. I'm trying to keep the revs down, but it's very difficult to do here. There's a lot of turns where it's advantageous to let it rev out. And there's a lot of turns here. A lot of shifting. Stay very focused on hitting marks.
The gap to the car ahead is 3.1 seconds.
Pulling it away. I don't know where the other two are, Rosberg and Raikkonen. be on a completely different strategy. Right? Are they pitting? They are. Well, then the good news is we get to say we led a lap. Doesn't really mean anything in the grand scheme of things. The only thing it means is that I'll get to try my medium tire theory or soft tire theory.
Felipe's pitting now. Felipe is in the pits.
I'm trying to remember what the actual strategy for our race originally was. I want to say it was doing 14 laps on a set of tires. 7, 14... and then 14 to the end, right? No, that would have been 12 to the end. So that would be extra laps. I think I'm gonna try it. I'm making the executive decision. Lap 15. That would be 12 laps. That doesn't seem excessive. What's the worst that can happen? We lose our podium? Oh wait, yes, that is exactly the worst that can happen. Everybody laughs at us and we cry all the way home? Yep, that is pretty much it. Very difficult pit entry here. Right, and in we go. There goes Perez and Ricardo. And then Ocon and Bottas. Still on super softs.
Go, go, go.
So they for sure will be pitting again. Here comes Raikkonen also on softs. There goes Vettel. There was the cars we were chasing. Here's Kvyat on the mediums. Okay, so we've made it into cars that are trying for the medium strategy at least. Should be able to deal with him pretty easily then. I don't think I even ran those medium tires in practice, but in past experience, they ain't good. Waiting for mine to kind of come up to temp here. Should be able to DRS right by him. Hard to get the power down when you're right up behind somebody there. A pretty big closing speed here. He's going to give us the outside. That's worked for us in the past anyway. A little wide, but he's able to clear. Now Hamilton's in a hurry.
Okay, some information on the signs. They seem to have an issue.
Perhaps went a little too long on those tires. Did signs. We're back at the P6 right now. I see Grosjean ahead of us on mediums. I think our challenge will be passing the rest of the medium cars, because the other ones, in theory, still have to pit again. In theory. I'm writing this theory as I'm racing, so maybe not the most well-researched of theories. also noticed as I've been pushing the car harder and harder, the fuel economy not doing so great.
Okay, some information on Kvyat. They have some kind of mechanical problem.
Wow, a lot of mechanical failures this race. We may see more of that with the longer races too. Going to first there, which is harder on the tires for sure. Curious what this lap is like. 38.3, that's really close to what the leaders are running. Really showing you the difference between the tires.
Teammate is 15.7 seconds.
Be able to get Grosjean here shortly, which will put us to third, and then from there it's just a matter of saving the tires till the end. I think Grosjean's the top of the medium tire guys. That wasn't the two I fit with. Could be a really good run for Grosjean.
Deployed. The virtual safety car has been deployed. We need to keep a positive delta here. Slow down, maintain a positive delta.
I really didn't want to see that. That isn't going to help us one little bit. Sainz has been disqualified. Interesting. Interesting. I don't know what the story is there. Oh my. He has no right rear tire, I can tell you that much. Watching our delta.
VSC ending, we're
Okay.
going green. Maintain positive delta until the green flags.
Too bad. DRS right back to enabled, so we'll get it on the front stretch at least.
Green flag, we're racing again.
Sure did. What a strange race. Now in theory we were just a little bit easier on these tires. That should help us in the long run. But I don't think it was much. It was a pretty short virtual safety car, which doesn't really slow you down too terribly much anyway. Can we make this move right here? Not quite time, I don't think. He was much faster through here than I expected. Now, if that had been a full safety car, that would have been very bad news for us. Lucky it wasn't. Because that would have grouped the whole field back together and we could have really lost out then. Okay. Line it up, try it again here. In the draft, on the DRS. He's going to go to the inside. We're going to go further to the inside. Pretty easily take that position. Up to P3. Crowd's just going wild. As they should be, I think.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the super softs.
I disagree, sir. I'm doing my own thing. So from here out, my only mission is to save these tires and stay ahead of Grosjean. The sun has come back out, which is good because the car seems to be better when the sun is out. Try and save a little fuel as well, just in case we need it at the very end. And saving fuel and saving tires pretty much go hand in hand.
DRS 7.8 seconds.
The only thing that would get us is if we were supposed to use medium tires, but the strategy never called for it. It only called for super softs and softs, so we should be well in the clear there. The crowd seems very excited. Is that a Williams in third? Weird races like this are usually the most entertaining to watch, that's for sure. They don't happen very often in F1, but they do happen. Usually due to weather, this time just due to mechanical failures in safety cars. I'm not doing a super great job of saving fuel. I feel like I'm doing pretty good at tires though. That was a little messy. Curious who's behind Grosjean right now. There's been a lot of strategy in this race. A lot of differing strategies. Nope. Thought maybe there was going to be an option to check on the teammate, but nope. Like a pretty decent lap. One little bobble in the middle. Still see Vettel ahead, so he must be doing all right.
The window is now open.
We are not pitting though.
Okay, distance to teammate 21.8 seconds.
It's a little worrying that they're really into that extra pit stop because they must think something is wrong with this current idea.
Gap ahead is 9.0 seconds.
Still gapping Grosjean, as you would expect. A little bit better, but I still like to take that turn in one more of a sweeping motion.
Box this lap.
Can I tell them that I'm not? So they're not surprised. Alright, let's look at the tires. 25 and 26. It's gonna be fine. They need to chill. Just chill out. Do you want this podium or not? We're trying to keep expectations low. Feels very spread out due to the strategy shenanigans, I believe.
The gap to the car behind is 5.5 seconds.
Try not to slide like that. Seems like the pack's caught up to Grosjean, which is our buffer. Once he starts to get passed up, we may not have as easy a time here. People wanted longer races for the strategy. So far, that has been the name of the game.
The car in front is 10.6 15.7 seconds. We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Pretty close on fuel, I do believe. And 0.11 isn't great. We do have a nice gap right now, so I may take a lap here to save a little fuel. Let's hit down and left. Grosjean's getting past now, it looks like. A little slow that lap, I think. Stop sliding those tires, especially the rears. Those are going to be the ones that want to go here. One lap of lean should be more than enough. Grosjean's being our friend right now, holding up that pack. Felt really good about China, just through practice and then into qualifying. I didn't think it would be like this, but really just had things kind of fall our way there. And I was super aggressive in that first stint. I think without that aggression early, we may not have been in that position to try something wild. I think we should be good now to go to standard. Not over yet, though. Ricardo is now behind us. However, I think we had pretty decent pace on those Red Bulls.
The gap to the leader is 14.5 seconds.
They are stretching it out. I'd really rather hear updates behind us, to be honest. I always kind of thought Formula One races were short, having come from obviously the NASCAR background and the sports car racing background. However, as I've learned more about it, and especially playing these games, I understand
3 laps of fuel remaining.
why this distance for Formula One is ideal. The level of concentration, the level of physical exertion, I've heard. Obviously, the G-forces and such involved.
Remember,
It's just
box this lap. Keep an eye on your distance to the speed limit line as you approach, and
Should
make
it?
sure you don't
Should it?
speed.
But yeah, it's just a different level than other forms of racing. So I certainly appreciate the fact that they are a little shorter. All right, I understand and don't look at it as like a negative. Also, they would get painfully boring sometimes. You were all thinking it. Not that sports car racing is always super exciting. The Rolex 24 was a little dry this year, but you know, it happens. Sometimes over the course of a 24-hour race, so many cards fall in certain ways that it lines up being, you know, just big gaps between the cars. Lack of caution certainly played a big factor in that, and when you think of lack of cautions, Formula One typically doesn't have a lot of safety cars either. It's one of the few remaining forms of motorsport where priority is on clearing the track without stopping the
The
race.
gap to the car ahead is 15.0 seconds. The gap behind us is 5.5 seconds.
5 seconds. Gotta hold a 5-second gap for 2 laps. On tires that are starting to show their age, but aren't terrible. Vettel going out, setting fast laps, just for show. Wow, on mediums too, that's rather impressive. I really don't know whether the gamble is worth it or not. Probably would have been fine on mediums, and been more comfortable at least. On it out of that turn.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
Why does he have to sound so worried when that's actually the number you need? Feels pretty good through here. I think it's going to be good for the last lap. I now see that Ricardo also on soft, so I wasn't the only one to do the no medium strategy, I don't think. But I think they pit an extra time, possibly. Or they pit much later than the safety car, which gave us the gap. That gap. Show off. Driver behind. He never hears me anymore. They just don't work anymore.
This is your final lap of the race. Okay, the gap behind is 4.8 seconds.
Not a huge drop, but certainly closing. Car still feels okay, not too skatey. Just certainly doesn't have the ability to get the power down like it did before. Front still feels great. Like that's about the best it handles through there. There as well. Hey, you see it doesn't quite have the ability to launch out of the turns though. I like that they're still telling us to pit.
Is 18.7 seconds.
To the back straightaway for one last time. Breathing a little sigh of relief. Just a couple turns to go. Pit, pit, pit. How about no, no, no? Vettel wasn't able to close in on Hamilton. By golly, we've done it. P3.
Okay, good job, mate. Really well done. That was a fantastic drive.
Didn't sound very sincere, but okay. Whew.
Brilliant stuff from Mercedes today. That's another historic win. So, Ant, how exactly did they set themselves apart from the pack today?
Well, I think the track conditions just really suited their car today. Wind, track temperature, you name it. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature. So the more easily you can keep them there, the better your race tends to go. And that's exactly what happened. Their car just looks so comfortable out there.
And as the adrenaline dies down after another eventful Grand Prix, here come the top 3 out onto the podium.
There we are. And get rid of the copyrighted music.
And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. Lewis Hamilton takes over the lead of the drivers' championship after an excellent result. Moving on to the driver of the day then. Anthony Davidson, who would you go for?
Oh, well, it's got to be Lewis Hamilton. He was fast, decisive, everything you'd want from a top-class driver.
And now let's take a look at the constructors' standings. We saw a dip in form from the championship leaders today. Their lead has taken a significant blow. Another team that excelled today was Williams, who make further progress up the table. After all that excitement, it's time for a lie down, I think. Thanks for joining us, and goodbye until the next race.
Well, Massa needs a lie down. Massa needs something. Gotta score some points. I mean, obviously, like he said, a good day for us in the points, but could be a lot better if somebody would score some. I'm pretty elated with the podium. Honestly, we had a 5th place car, a 5th or 6th place car, and the times reflect that. We did a 38.5, Ricardo did a 38.4, Raikkonen a 38.1, Bottas a 38.2. Not till you get down to 7th place there do you see those kind of times. But we really hit the strategy right. We had a good start and a very nice aggressive opening stint that got us there. Pretty happy with that. That was a good race. Let's take a look at the first lap. I don't remember exactly what happened in the start sequence. Oh, we're number 69? Nice. I guess I kind of pushed over the Red Bull. Oh, that's right, and then he pushed me out. Hamilton gets next to us. But we are able to squeeze back next to Ricardo and really power through to get that position, even through the wheel spin. Oh, there was a little contact there. I didn't even see that. And I dive under, is it Bottas there? But didn't quite get it. I wish there was like a skip to highlights option. That would be cool. Get on it, Codemasters. But yeah, that will do it for this race. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed the longer format with qualifying and everything. Let me know how that all works out for you. And I will see you next time here in Formula 1 2017.